We recently published our video review of the Realme GT. Well, it's been less than a month since we met the GT, the brand has launched another new phone, the Realme GT Neo, which is more cost effective than the GT model. And I believe everyone is interested in MediaTek's Dimensity 1200 as well. So will the Realme GT Neo become the best budget phone to buy this month? Let's find out. Welcome to Gizmochina, and I'm Kieran. To be honest, I like the color of the GT Neo better than the unchanging color of Realme GT. Although the top left corner of the camera design is the same, the color and Realme logo is designed with great care. The Realme logo and slogan are hidden inside a glossy stripe on the left, and the logo is designed to imitate the trendy brand logo framed in a box. Interestingly, the color we have is called the Final Fantasy, but has nothing to do with the game with the same name. Instead, it is almost the same color as the Redmi K40, with the only major difference being the GT Neo's frosted material is a bit coarser than the K40. NFC and 3.5mm headphone jack are both present, but because of the need to control costs, its frame and back are made of plastic, so it manages to keep the weight down to 180 grams. Combined with its 6.4-inch size, it feels great in the hand, but this makes the back easy to scratch, and the glossy part stained with fingerprints is also more difficult to wipe off than glass. The Realme GT Neo is equipped with a 1080p 120Hz refresh rate Super AMOLED LED screen. The screen is supposed to be the same screen as the Realme GT. The fingerprint recognition method is your usual underscreen sensor, while the fingerprint recognition position is relatively lower because it's only 6.43 inches. It's not uncomfortable to use. Also, since it's powered by MTK's processor, the HDR decoding problem is still the same as Realme 8. The colors will be significantly darker when watching HDR videos. MTK's new generation flagship chip, the Dimensity 1200, was first launched on the Realme GT Neo. Since Realme dares to put a MediaTek chip on its GT series, it means they are very optimistic about this chip. In 3D Mark, the phone scores 4,244, while in Geekbench 5 it scores 974 on single core and 3,331 on multi-core tests. Realme GT's Neo Dimensity 1200 scores are almost the same as K40's Snapdragon 870 in the benchmark test. So is Dimensity 1200 a winner? The frame rate curve of PUBG is very smooth. It looks like there is no problem. However, because of the HDR graphics ultra frame rate, PUBG cannot enable HDR graphics extreme frame rate on the Realme GT Neo. And to enable extreme frame rate, you have to turn down the graphics to smooth. The frame rate limitation problem is also present in Bright Ridge. The maximum frame rate is locked at 35 FPS, but Genshin Impact runs at 60 FPS normally. I have to say, with GT mode on, it averages at 49 FPS. This average frame rate is almost as good as the Snapdragon 870 on the Redmi K40, and probably because of the all-plastic body. Surprisingly, the body does not heat up much. But Dimensity 1200 is not perfect. For example, you'd experience more lags than the Snapdragon 870 powered K40. If you want the ultimate gaming experience, the GT Neo may not be the best, but the gameplay is quite stable, and at this price point, its gaming performance can be considered to be fine. The main camera of the Realme GT Neo is a 64 megapixels IMX682. The other two cameras are an 8 megapixels ultra-wide lens and 2 megapixels macro lens. Although the camera module of Realme GT Neo is exactly the same as that of Realme GT, but MTK's optimization of the camera is much more difficult than Qualcomm's chip. So what is the specific performance? The main camera maintains the color style of Realme GT. The colors are intense and the contrast is high. No significant noise reduction in order to retain details. The night scene in auto mode is also great, however, the stability of the night mode needs to be improved. The night mode is almost the same as the auto mode when there is sufficient light, but once the light is very low, the night mode does not perform as well as the auto mode. The exposure is not sufficient and the details are almost lost. The ultra-wide lens is not as good as the main camera. In the daytime, after triggering HDR, you'll probably notice a lot of noise in the highlighted areas. The overall sample is often bad. The purple fringing issue is still there, and it's much better than the Realme GT. At night, with the ultra-wide lens, the picture is like a veil. There's significant detail loss. It does improve when you turn on the night mode, however, in extremely low light conditions, the image is underexposed. The photo is almost unusable. The macro lens is the same as the Realme GT, with the closest focusing distance of 4 cm. The image quality is not as good as the main camera. Let's pretend it doesn't exist. Also, just don't expect Realme GT Neo to shoot good videos. The stabilization of the main camera is very weak and almost unusable. As for the performance of the ultra-wide lens, I won't say much, you just look at the video and you will know what I want to say. Although Realme GT Neo is not equipped with a 65-watt charger adapter, the provided 50-watt charging power is also considered very powerful. There is a charger and charging cable in the box. In our test, it took 10 minutes to reach 35%, 30 minutes to 75%, and full charge takes us around 51 minutes. The 4500 mAh battery will also ensure average phone life. Half an hour of TikTok and half an hour of 1080p video each consumed 6%, half an hour of Genshin Impact consumed 17%, 23 minutes of PUBG consumed 6%, of course. This is the result in the HDR graphics ultra frame rate setting. The Realme GT Neo is certainly a good phone. It has good looks with decent performance, and the main camera is not bad for taking pictures. The most important thing is that it is very well priced. If you want to buy a budget phone, it is definitely a choice you can't ignore. So that was it for today. Thanks for watching. I'm Kieran from Gizmochina, and we'll see you next time.